Hey everyone, Catch 'em All Collectibles here. In today's video, it is MetaZoo Saturday. I'm going to be talking a lot about MetaZoo. I'm going to open a little bit of product, and at the end, I went to Fort Lauderdale Collecticon last weekend. I'm going to talk about it. It was primarily a MetaZoo themed event for me, at least. I didn't vend. I went there initially. I wasn't going to go to Fort Lauderdale Collecticon. MetaZoo was releasing there. I had to be there. So yeah, let's do the thing. I've got a little bit of a slideshow here, and then I've got a PowerPoint, and then I've got a slideshow of images. At some point, I'm also going to rip some packs and show off a binder. So buckle up because you probably already saw the time. It's going to be a long one. As I always do, I'm going to give you the option to time travel in the comments if you so choose to. I know some people will because it's going to be a long one. I'm going to talk about the MetaZoo Dan promos. I'm going to do a MetaZoo opening. I'm not going to open an entire box. Basically, I have a box here that's already part opened. I'm going to finish opening that, talk about some of the artwork and stuff. MetaZoo business plan, my strategy, what I'm going to do with MetaZoo on my streams, on my channels, various places, on this channel, I guess. And then, yeah, I'm going to round it off with convention extracurriculars, talking through. I was there Thursday to Sunday. I always like this whole channel is documenting my journey. Part of it selfishly, I just want to look back at like, hey, what did I do that Collecticon that year? Let me see the food that I ate. Let me see the people that I hung with, and let me time capsule it in that way. And another part of it is if some people were there and just want it from another perspective, or if you weren't there and you want to see what you missed out on, I will cover that stuff. So alternate art booster box math. I do have one of these. For anyone unfamiliar, when you buy a case of MetaZoo base set, the new base set, you get 12 boxes. Randomly inserted into some of the cases, not all the cases, is a poncho artwork, Mothman artwork, alternate art booster box. I was doing some very bad math. I think I started out with good math on my April 2nd live stream. And what I was doing is I was like assuming that there were the same amount as the Kickstarter booster box from Original Zoo, 2,500. What would that mean? What would the print run have to be to make that make sense, make that work? And I think I started out good. I think I started out saying like if there were there's a lot here. It's going to be a long ranty rambling video. But I've heard anecdotally of people opening 30 cases and getting 2 of these, and opening 30 cases and getting 6 of these. But like I've heard of very varying amounts of luck. I've heard of some people buying a single case getting 1 for 1, right? So what's the actual pull rate of this alt art box? We don't know. I don't know that it will ever be announced, but from all the anecdotes I've heard, I've probably heard a couple hundred cases worth of anecdotes, and I've determined that it's very likely between 1 in 5 cases and 1 in 20 cases. Maybe it's 1 in 10, maybe it's 1 in 12, maybe it's right in the heart there somewhere. If I had to pick one singular number, I would guess that. But me, anecdotally, I, in Fort Lauderdale, bought 1 case. I went 0 for 1. And when I got home, all my cases were waiting for me. I have 39 of them. No, I didn't rip them all. I don't have that much data to share. But I ripped 4, just boom, boom, boom. It's like, I'm going to go till I get an alt art box. I was hoping it wouldn't take more than 10. It happened on my 4th one at home. So my 5th one total, and I opened 2 or 3 more, and I didn't get another one just because I'm like, let me see if I can lock down 2 of these babies, because I kind of want to keep one sealed. I kind of want to open one, grade the promos, try to make that play. But anyways, I feel quite confident saying that it's somewhere between 1 in 5 cases and 1 in 20 cases, and just doing the math. Let's see what the math looks like. So if the poncho box, if 2,500 were made, if they were as same production quantity as the Kickstarter box, just pegging it to something that we're familiar with from the past, anyone who's been around MetaZoo for a while, if it was 1 in 5 cases and there were 2,500 total, that would mean the print run for MetaZoo base set would have to be 150,000 boxes to make that make sense. If it was 1 in 20 cases and 2,500 total alt art boxes, there would have to be 600,000 base set boxes printed. I don't know about anyone else. I don't have print run numbers. I don't believe they're ever going to release them, I highly doubt that that many were made. So very quickly started doing some mental math. It's like, what if they were as rare as Kickstarter boxes? Now the gears start turning. It's like, I almost certainly feel they have to be less production quantity than MetaZoo Kickstarter base set or Cryptid Nation first edition booster boxes, right? Because I mean, former MetaZoo died printing 100,000 boxes per set. I don't think MetaZoo would come out of the gate and print 150,000, 600,000 booster boxes. So let's, instead of working forwards from the 2,500 number for Kickstarter, let's work backwards. Let's work backwards from, okay, Cryptid Nation first edition, 25,000 boxes were printed in that. If it was 1 in 5 cases with a 25,000 box print run, that would lead to about 417 alt art poncho boxes. If it was 1 in 20 cases, that would only be a little bit over 100 poncho boxes. What's really interesting too is that not only is it a special box, it's not just special boxes, it's not just special cardboard, it actually includes inside of it, when you open up the box, it includes a pack of promos. And that pack of promos has a I could be wrong here, but I think I will be correct here. It has a Piazza Bird. It has the ones on the cover. Piazza Bird, Sun Wukong, Bigfoot, and Mothman. It has 4 big chase cards, an exclusive promo that can only be found in this box. It can only be found in those box topper packs inside of that box. So if it's a 1 in 20 case pull and they made 25,000 boxes, you're talking about a box artwork. There's only 104 of them approximately. You're talking about promos. There's only 104 of them approximately. Very fun, cool chase. Very fun, cool idea. I'll actually talk about later in the video. I'll talk about what I intend to do around that case chase. Like when you open Pokemon, when you open anything else that I'm aware of, anything else that I've experienced, you open the case to get to the box. There's no like gamble there. There's no layer there. Whereas with MetaZoo, they baked in a layer of chase within the case itself, which I thought was really cool, really fun, really nice idea. I think it can make fun things to be done around that when it comes to like a live stream, which I'll talk about later. Some negativity that I've heard from others. Oh, all the stores just rip all their cases and they hoard all the poncho alt art boxes for themselves. Maybe, but then those who are keeping cases sealed, those are potentially rewarded for that down the line. And I just did the math again. Pretty easy math if you just double the print run to 50,000 to match like a Nightfall print run. And again, I have no idea what the actual print run was. I would speculate that it's nowhere near 100,000. I would speculate that it's somewhere more around like Cryptid Nation first edition, Nightfall vicinity, maybe even less than that. I truly have no idea, but it's fun to do like the math. Like it's pretty reasonable to me that there's likely less than 1,000 of these boxes. For there to be over 1,000 of these boxes, it would have to be a 1 in 5 case chase. And again, I've heard of some people opening like 2 of these out of 20, 25 cases. And it just the odds of that, the math behind that being very unlikely. But to do the math to where it works out to where there's 1,000 of these, you've either got to have a very high print run or you've got to have like a very smaller case rate than I would guess. If I had to guess a singular number, as I said, maybe 1 in 10 to 1 in 12 cases, just based on what I've heard. And that means out of my 39 cases that got allocated, I might only have 3 or 4 of these things. It's I'm keeping this one sealed. I think the first one that I opened from a case myself, I'm gonna just keep it sealed, air quotes, forever. Will I actually keep it forever? I don't know. I like the idea of keeping it forever. I like the idea of keeping an original Kickstarter box forever as well. But forever is a very long time. Life can change, numbers can go crazy. As of right now, though, for the immediate future, when you watch this video, if you're watching this video a month, 2 months, probably a year later, I probably still have this one box kept sealed. But yeah, really cool, fun idea. I hope they keep it every set moving ahead. Let me know in the comments if you think it's a fun idea. Let me know if you think it's very bad and wrong and the collectors don't have any opportunity to get it. I kind of understand the sentiment like, oh, it's a very expensive thing that I can't get. But if you go through your whole life getting really mad that like other people are going to have things that you can't afford, don't value as much, like that's just a bad way to go through life. It's great that there's, in my opinion, it's great that there's like different levels of chase and you don't have to have it, but it's there if you want it. And yeah, it's TCGs are inherently kind of expensive, and it gives that layer of chase. It gives that layer of, additionally, it gives that layer of attrition. Gives that layer of attrition to the sealed case which isn't really a thing in other TCGs as far as I understand. Native did have 4 different artworks for the box. I don't think any of them were like a chase one though. None of them were special. They were just the booster box design itself was different. But yeah, continuing on from there, what's my business plan? Dan, what are you going to be doing with MetaZoo? What's your strategy? I am going to sell singles on TCG Player and eBay. So shout out to Skya, that one guy. He has cases headed to him right now. And I told him we need to talk after he breaks down all the cases. I guess I could have just done that part for him. Maybe if I was smarter, I would have done that. Broke down, gotten all the poncho boxes out, and just sent him the regular ones for the mass breaks. But I'm sending him sealed cases. He's going to be breaking them down. A lot of it we're going to break right down, and I think it's good for the hobby. I think it's good for the hobby as a whole. If you've got people trying to build decks, if you've got people trying to fill binders, I'll show my binder in a little bit, the one that I've started filling in Fort Lauderdale and since. But if you've got people they need singles. As of right now, it's not available on TCG Player. Hopefully that comes into play in the coming days and weeks, months. I don't really know how that's going, but if you're out there and you want TCG Player to carry MetaZoo, I would recommend you send a message to your rep if you have one, and just ask them like, hey, are you ever going to carry the new MetaZoo? You carry the old one, will you carry the new one? I have not done that myself yet. I need to make a note to do that. But hopefully if they hear enough about it, hopefully they end up carrying it, and I'll have Skya filling out my eBay so people can buy stuff, and I'll have Skya filling out TCG Player. It'll be good for the ecosystem as a whole. It'll be good to break the product down, not only from the case all the way down to the cards. Investors need consumers and collectors. Consumers and collectors often aren't really happy with investors, speculators, and they don't need them either. I've heard this point made before, but like collectors and consumers and players, they don't need investors, but investors really need them. If everyone's investing, which I hope isn't the case, I've seen tons of product being opened, and that's good. That's what's needed though. Like for the product to go up over time, you don't just need people selling to each other or price going up. You need product being destroyed. You need product being consumed, high levels of attrition, high levels of opening. And I want to take part in doing that to help the hobby, and hopefully, I mean, the plan is to not just do it as a service to the hobby. The plan is to like make money while doing it. That's what I used to do as a former MetaZoo partner. I used to buy 500 of every SKU for UFO, Seance, and Native, and I mass ripped, and I did really well with it. I was buying at partner pricing. I was mass ripping. I was putting it on the platforms. The EVs of the boxes relative to what I was paying were very, very solid, and it worked out with that. If it doesn't work out with this, maybe I'll pivot. Live streaming. Live streaming is the next big thing that I wanted to talk about. But live streaming I wanted to talk about, I'm going to launch on April 19th. Time TBD. I don't know exactly what time it'll be. It is the day before Easter. I envision it being kind of like an early afternoon, and if it goes kind of poorly, if there's not many people out here for it, it'll just wrap up relatively quick. If it goes really, really well, it might go late into the evening. It might be a 6, 8, 10-hour MetaZoo live stream. Who knows? But starting it fairly early-ish on Saturday is the idea. Planning, and if you go on to my Fanatics Live right now, it is not yet scheduled in Fanatics Live. My intent is to schedule it with at least 1 week's notice. My intent is to talk about it in videos like this, and in other videos. I'll probably do another video that morning if it ends up being that day. And hopefully getting a bunch of boxes, getting a bunch of cases pre-sold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell the default artwork for approximately $100. If the market goes down between now and then, if the market goes up between now and then, I might adjust slightly. But I'm going to sell a case break. The only way a case break works is if you sell all 12 slots. So if I'm able to sell 12 slots of a sealed case, we'll break the case live on Fanatics, and this will be Skya doing this as well. He'll be my third Fanatics Live streamer. He'll be streaming exclusively MetaZoo is the design, it's the idea, and he'll be selling the singles on TCG Player and eBay as well, alongside breaking it live. But the idea is sell all 12 boxes in a case. He'll open the case live on camera. If there's a poncho box, he'll run a spin, and he'll find out who wins, who gets that shipped sealed poncho box in the live stream, and then the other 11 will just be ripped as normal. I plan it to just be an entire rip live stream. Hopefully we can sell a handful of cases. Hopefully we can sell a bunch of boxes, whatever it may be. And I'm actually going to give away, I didn't talk about the promos yet, but I'm going to give away a PSA 10 Dan promo. a PSA 10 Dan promo, and I'll probably give away one of each of the designs too. So I have a corporate seal. You can't, it's hard to make out there, but there's a corporate seal on it, and then there's also a one that's, you can kind of see me through the card there. It's got the Catch 'em All Collectibles logo laser engraved into it. So I'll probably give away 3 Dan promos during that stream. If you have a Dan promo, did I have a slide for it? I think I forgot. Yeah, I forgot to make a slide for it. But I am until the end of April. I am buying back Dan promos. Where'd the slide go? I guess I never made the slide. I intended to make a slide for me buying back the Dan promos, but I forgot to make it. So I'll insert that here. I am buying back Dan promos. I have already bought back about 20. I bought back 13 at the convention. I actually bought back some that people had slabbed AGS authentic, altered. But yeah, you can't grade them because of the way that I've altered them, because of the way that I've done the stamp, the seal, whatever it may be. But I did have somebody who traded 12 of them to me for 6 sealed booster boxes. So 2 things you can do with them. You can sell them to me for cash, $50 cash. If you bought them originally, you bought them either for $19.99, $24.99. You made a good return on your money. Did you do as good as if you put it in Pokemon product? Maybe not. You did better than if you put it in any other MetaZoo product. Yes. But yeah, I'm buying them back until the end of the month. After the end of the month, I'm no longer buying them back. I might start selling some on live streams, some that are adjusted in some way, some that are laser etched, whatever it may be, because there's only a PSA 10 pop of 10. That's all there will ever be. I'm never going to release a promo that would be in PSA 10 quality condition. So you'll have the chance, if you tune in on April 19th, you'll have the chance to win one of the 10 that will ever be. It's going to be given away for free, not going to be sold, and I'm going to give away 2 others. And yeah, hopefully it'll be fun. I hope a lot of people are there hanging out, watching the boxes be broken. Hopefully people are buying in, and hopefully the stream can go for a while. If not, reevaluate maybe some of the product that I sent to Skya with intent to have ripped for the live streams. It'll just be ripped and sold on TCG Player eBay. Maybe it'll be a failed experiment. Hey Dan, the business is not there to support it. Maybe if Fanatics Live doesn't work out, maybe we try one more time. Maybe we give it a week or 2. We pump it up. Maybe we do it on eBay Live. Maybe we do it on whatnot. I don't know. But I think given everything I've seen, everything I've felt, given the market pricing of the boxes currently, I think there'll be enough support out there to have it. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And then, yeah, pivot from there. So I've done a lot of pivoting in the 3.5, 4 years that I've been full-time in Pokemon. And I'm not afraid to pivot out of my intent with MetaZoo live streaming if I have to. So, yeah, Skya will just have to do a lot more singles if he has to. And if those aren't selling well, maybe they're just sat there for the next few decades like my old MetaZoo singles will be, still on my eBay that Skya's fulfilling. But yeah, that's my business strategy. I've had a lot of people ask because of my former being a partner with MetaZoo. People knew I was going to carry it and stuff. I am not selling shipped sealed boxes. I am not selling boxes by the case. I just don't want to interact with it in that way. I'm not doing any business to consumer as a Pokemon seller anymore. Everything I do goes through Ponga and PK for the live streams, or it gets sold through my Fanatics Collect, or it gets sold one way or the other through Skya, TCG Player, eBay. I don't do business to consumer. So I appreciate you like wanting to support me, wanting to buy product from me, but I just don't do it. I don't do it for MetaZoo base set. I won't be doing it if and when set 2 comes out. I'm hopeful with how base set seems to be going out, seems to be being received, that there will be sets 2, 3, 4, 5, and on and on. I don't at this time ever intend to go back to direct to consumer. My TCG Player, my eBay, my Fanatics, those all being fulfilled by other people. So yeah, they're there, but I don't plan on selling sealed product directly in that fashion. I plan on ripping it all for singles and or for live streams. So that's the end of my entire presentation. What I wanted to do next, and I think I forgot to make sure my desk camera was on and set up. Yeah, where are we? We're way crooked. Let's bring that back. We got my mouse on the screen and everything. But let's get this on. Let's rip a couple packs. So I was talking about the Dan promos that I bought back. I think I've bought back about 20 by now. But yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of them were AGS authenticated. And then there were also a few that were not authenticated. They were just raw. But I bought these back for 12 of them were traded in for $60 credit each towards a MetaZoo base set booster box at full MSRP. Full MSRP is $120. So I traded 12 Dan promos were traded for 6 MetaZoo booster boxes. And there also were there was one traded in that I need to follow up with the guy. He needs to send me $60 and then I'll send him a booster box. So the only exception for me selling you boxes is if you supported me in the past and you're looking to cash in on that past support and trade that towards a booster box. So feel free to reach out. The window for that is closing. The window for that will be fully closed on April 30th, which is a Wednesday. You need to get your promos to me for me to pay out $50, Zelle, ACH, PayPal friends and family, however you want to be paid. That's yeah, feel free to reach out if you're interested in doing that. But I have a Card Pro magazine that I wanted to open. I also have some MetaZoo packs I wanted to open. So my dad was actually over the other day and I had some MetaZoo. If you watched my recent MetaZoo video before, I guess I'll link that above if you didn't. I ordered pallets of the old product. This is like so zoomed out. I ordered pallets of the old product, and yeah, this is not like an opening channel, clearly. I'll try to make it semi-decent. But I ordered pallets of the old product, and I actually opened some of it with my dad and my grandpa. My dad was here the other day, so I'm like, hey, Dad, you want to open up a couple packs? We didn't open up a whole box. We just opened up a couple packs. We didn't hit an alt art, though. So I kind of wanted to open, maybe I won't open this whole box, but I kind of want to open at least till we get an alt art and see what's going on in here. But overall, I mentioned it in the video before I even had the product in hand. It's very different from the red border old zoo that you might be used to. I'm sure the focus is terrible here. I apologize, but yeah, it's got my boy Bigfoot. Got the Bigfoot chases. It's got black borders now. It feels a fair bit different. For anyone who is Pokemon mostly exclusively like I am, it's a lot like glossier in a way. They're a lot like smoother to slide, but it's a good feel. The packs open really easily, which actually I think is a pro. My kids are able to open it a lot easier. Sometimes they need a lot of help opening up a Pokemon pack. But yeah, if you're familiar with Magic, it was originally going to be printed. So that's what's called a super rare. 2 stars in the bottom left corner. If you're into Pokemon, circles are commons, diamonds are uncommons. That's an art from Native. And then you've got stars for holo rares. This is a reverse holo where it has the aura type in the area down here where the text is. And then it's just a regular holo if it doesn't have that. And then you've got the super rare, and then you've got an aura in every pack, kind of like an energy card if you're coming from Pokemon. But I like the feel overall. They're a little bit thinner feeling than Pokemon. Originally, the idea was that they, I think Charlie mentioned on Nick Strength and Pokemon that they were going to be pursuing printing with MPG, Millennium Print Group. They actually went with PBM though, for whatever reason. So the cards have more of a Magic stock than Pokemon stock. Sun Wukong, super rare. Love to see that. I think, so this is probably the 6th box that I've opened. I think so I bought a case in Fort Lauderdale with the intent to rip a lot of them. I wanted to bring home 1 each for my kids, which I did. And I also wanted to rip as many as I could. I ripped 4 of them. It worked out perfectly. I ripped 4 of them, and then I had a guy trade in for 6 boxes, and I had 2 to take home. So it worked out perfectly. But in my boxes, roughly, I think I've heard that some people have only gotten 1 alternate art in their boxes, and I've heard that some have gotten 3. All 4 of my boxes so far, plus my kids' 2 boxes, had 2 alt arts in each. So alt arts, we haven't pulled one yet. They're textured. They have 3 stars on them. They're pretty cool. Maybe we have to open the whole box to get to them. But 2 alt arts per box, potentially 1 or 3. And then you get about 6 to 8 super rares, I believe. I've not kept super close eye on like how many super rares I've gotten per box, but yeah, there's another super rare Piazza Bird. It's about 6 to 8 of these per box. It's about 2 alt arts per box, and mind you, the box, not like Pokemon, is 24 packs instead of 36 packs. So when you talk about a hit rate of an alt art, as 2 per box, you're talking 1 per 12 packs. 1 per 12 packs, you're pulling an alt art, and you're pulling a super rare in about 1 per 4 packs. So you're getting a hit in about 1 per 3 packs, maybe even slightly better than that, depending. Which it's like a pretty juiced box compared to Pokemon, right? I guess you've got less fluff to get through, less of the packs with no hits whatsoever, just a non-holo rare. But yeah, overall, I mentioned it before, vastly different from Old Zoo. Is it better? Is it worse? I think some people really miss Old Zoo. There's a lot of people that really love the game. They love the red borders. I think the artwork is like orders of magnitude better in general. They did reuse some of the old artwork, but it just feels more of an actual TCG to me. I don't know. Like the artwork definitely feels stepped up, and I like it. I like the old stuff though too, honestly. I like the feel of it. I like the feel being like the feel of the whole set, the general art styling. Am I not going to get an alt art in this box? I didn't think I was going to have to open so many. Monkey Mirage, love that artwork. That was actually, you'll see it in a little bit. You'll see it in my little slideshow presentation photos from the event. That was like the style of their background for their booth at Collecticon. But yeah, pretty cool. Another thing that I wanted to add, I've not yet played the game. Well, I guess I semi-played the game a little bit. I semi-talked through how to play the game with Charlie. Oh no, there we go. There we go. We got the Mothman altar. So I don't know if it'll come through, but very textured card. Pretty cool. You've got 3 stars in the bottom. So yeah, we're down to like our last 4 packs, and let's see if we just get one alt art or if we get 2. Another thing, higher rarity tier than alt arts. They actually have what they're calling hidden rares. So maybe we'll pull one, maybe we won't. But in the bottom left, 3 stars is alt art. Let's see if we get one before we that's not one. This might only be in 1 alt art box. I think this is my first 1 alt art box because I don't believe I pulled one when I was ripping them with my dad. My boy Griddle Greaser Pete came in with the same UFO artwork. And oh, there we go. So alt art in the last pack magic. We got a Hodag alternate art. I don't know if I pulled that one yet. I think I might have traded for that one. Or we'll see. We'll go into my binder here in a second. Card Pro. I kind of want to talk through what this is, and I want to open it up. I said before this is going to be a long video, and I'm going to follow through with that. Let's zoom out a little bit though. So I opened, this is a used binder. Thanks, Gem Mint Pokemon had some big wheeling and dealing going on. He had some used binders, so I just grabbed this one. But yeah, the color is going to be miserable here. The lighting, yeah, maybe we'll get a fair bit better than it was. But I completed the set. So I'm going to talk you through my weekend. I'm going to talk you through what was going on. I ended up opening, as I said, 4 boxes there. You open 4 boxes. That's a lot that's hundreds of cards. It's a 214 card set. In Pokemon, I've never been a big reverse holo guy. In MetaZoo, I'm not doing the reverse holos either. To some people, that's blasphemy. To me, I go for a complete set, not a master set. I don't do reverse holos at all. It's just, I don't know. I don't like what it does to the binders. I don't like how you do front, back, front, back, front, back. And then you have the super rares. You have the alt arts that don't have the matching reverse holos. I just am a complete set collector, not a master set collector. Never have been, never will be, never intend to be anytime soon. But yeah, the way they do it is like all of this aura style, which I believe is air, are at the front, and you'll see it's all the same like color. It's all like the orange color. All of them at the front. You got some super rares going on. You've got a lot of cool artwork, a lot of good stuff. But yeah, I went through all my bulk. One of the nights, I think you'll actually see a picture of the remnants of me like sorting through a bunch of my bulk as I was just hanging out, having a couple of beers with people. And I put all this together. Sunday when I returned home, I opened a box each with my kids, and we went through, my kids, my wife and I, we went through and we filled out the entire binder. I had tons of holes in it when I got back from Fort Lauderdale. Going through the miscellaneous bulk that I'd kept in my backpack, along with the bulk from the 2 boxes that we opened together as a family, we were able to complete all the original cards. You'll see by the time we get to alt arts and hidden rares, I don't have all those. But yeah, overall, very pleased with like the look, the feel of everything individually. and as a whole, it's just a good opening experience in my opinion. You got you had Griddle Greaser Pete earlier. You got Grease Lightning right there. I know that this is not like the most visually appealing way to show all these, but again, I'm documenting my journey. I am doing some of this selfishly for me. Continuing on, what I think I started to say it and then I just ranted in a different direction. I want to learn to play this game. I have not really played Pokemon proper, though I think I could get through it. I think I mostly know how to. But yeah, we've already got the Mothman. Let's see what number. What number was oh, and this might be blasphemy too. But I'm doing this like I did my OG Pokemon binder when I was a kid. 217 out of 214. So Hodag is new. I didn't think I had pulled him. I'm going raw. Oh man, I'm going raw right into the binder there. No sleeves. It's a pain. You can do deck sleeves and they fit into the page as well. I'm doing it like I did my childhood binder growing up with Pokemon. I'm just putting them right into the sleeves. I guess better these aren't the top loading pages in a D-ring binder. At least it's a zipper binder. But these are the alt arts that I pulled. I had some duplicates in Fort Lauderdale from the 4 boxes I opened. I traded some with people, but I pulled most of these myself. Really like the Dragon of Okanto Falls. That's one of my favorite cryptids as far as like a cryptid that I did not know before that just always has cool artwork. Sun Wukong is similar to that too. I think he's really cool. But I guess I didn't go far back enough to see the Dragon of Okanto Falls. But I really like the colors. I really like the general feel. Where is this guy? I like Piazza Bird too. I mean, Fire Breathing Dragon. But yeah, look at that. The colors are not going to come through whatsoever. But look at that Dragon of Okanto Falls. I think the colors are really cool on it. I really like the alt art as well. And then Sun Wukong. I had one box. So I had one box that was a Sun Wukong. It was a Groot Slang. And then it was also a Bigfoot hidden rare. I've only pulled one hidden rare so far. I believe there are 5. So hidden rare has a single hollow star in the bottom left. But I got my boy. I got Bigfoot. I was very happy to get the one that I care about most. Mothman, there's other ones out there. I believe they're approximately 1 per case. I feel like I've heard of people getting 2 in a case. I don't know if I've heard of anyone getting 0 in a case. But my case had 1. My case had the Bigfoot, so that was good. Technically, the other 6 boxes that I traded away for my promos, there could have been more in there that I didn't know of. But I really like the feel of it. That's going right into the PC forever. Pretty cool memories around some of those cards. Ripping with friends in person at Fort Lauderdale on release weekend. And I should mention this. I do mention this. It's not like I try to hide it. I am a passive minority investor in MetaZoo, the company that bought MetaZoo. I have no say, no anything towards the actual TCG itself, but disclaimer, Dan always has to come out and make that known. Card Pro. So the company I mentioned, I own part of MetaZoo, but I have no say in any of its development. The company that is licensing MetaZoo from MetaZoo is GameCubator Labs. And so it doesn't say it yet. Somewhere in here it's going to talk about GameCubator Labs. But basically it's a company of like an all-star team of TCG people that have experience with Pokemon in the past, have experience with Magic in the past. And this is a magazine that they're putting out, GQL. So I ordered this through I ordered MetaZoo through Cardi.io, GTS, and MadAl. Only MadAl, I believe, of my distributors carried Card Pro, but it's a trading Card Pro magazine. It's got articles, it's got promos, it's got different things. It's got a lot of cool stuff about the cool cards that we like. It's got people that I have known for a decade. It's got a gentleman that I had the pleasure of meeting and talking to in person at Collecticon. It's got, yeah, it's just got like talking about a lot of industry type information. It talks about Lorcana. It talks about big sales from the year. I think it's a really fun, cool thing. Growing up, I used to have the ESPN magazine. I used to get the Beckett magazines. PSA with the SMR is doing big things with that. I don't read them too frequently, but I at least flip through them from time to time to see the cool 2.5 by 3.5 inch cardboard rectangles we know and love. to see that beautiful artwork presented in a different way and to hear them talked about. And I'm deep into Pokemon. I know a lot of people in the space. A lot of these articles have been and will continue to be written by people that I talk to daily. Some of these people I text with, some of these people I've been on videos with, some of these people it's like it's pretty cool if you ask me. So I not advice, not like investing in these necessarily, but I just thought it was a cool thing. I bought hundreds of them. I bought a lot of them. I think it'll be an interesting thing to potentially include in live streams. Maybe throw them in some of the bigger orders, introduce people. So this is an insert. You just saw how I opened it. Card Pro is the magazine. This is like a special bonus insert that was for issue 1 to kind of commemorate the launch of MetaZoo. So this one goes deeper into MetaZoo specifically. The magazine as a whole is trading cards in general. This is like a MetaZoo insert. It's got I want to learn to play the game. Well, it's got my playmat right here. I'm good to go. I've got my lanes ready to go. I've got all that stuff ready to go. So pretty cool, I think. I'll put that somewhere so I can use it. And like the ETBs, like the Pokemon ETBs, it's got every art in the set. I believe at the end they don't show you the hiddens. I think they like to keep some things secret. So yeah, 5 hidden rares. They show you all the alt arts. They show you all everything. But Sun Wukong telling you to be quiet. They got 5 hidden secret ones that I've seen them all in person now because I've seen so many packs opened and boxes opened. But I've only pulled the one. I would like to at some point pull them all myself. Will I actually? Skyo will for sure because he's going to be mastering them for eBay and TCG Player. I likely won't be able to pull all of them. Maybe on a long enough timeline. Maybe someday I will. But I think that's really cool. I'm going to keep at least one of them, one of each myself. Let's we've got Scarlet and Violet, so that's a $5 pack, kind of going into the value behind the thing itself. I'm not familiar with it, but I think is it Grand? Yeah, okay, I should just look at the back. It's Grand Archive. There's a Grand Archive Card Pro promotional card there. Will there be value there? I don't really know. Like from a business perspective, I think wholesale on these, so you can see right there, like MSRP is 23. Feels like kind of a lot for a magazine, but probably not really a lot in today's day and age. I have no idea what magazines cost. When you figure a $5 pack though, you've got a demo pack, you've got an alpha promo pack, and you've got this. Feels like there's value there. Feels like if you wanted to go from the business perspective, it's probably too late now. I think it already launched. Pre-sale is already over. It had a short pre-sale window, but I guess I just opened it that way. I haven't opened one of these yet. I have a lot of them now because I have a lot of Card Pro magazines, but I believe it's like it's a demo pack to play like the watered down version of the game to start figuring out the functionality. It comes with a bunch of aura. It's got the alpha symbol in the bottom left. So I plan on ripping a handful of these, hopefully sit down with my wife, and instead of playing Race for the Galaxy, instead of playing Seven Wonders Duel, hopefully one of our game nights will try to learn this. Maybe at some point I'll come back, maybe I'll make a video talking about the gameplay. Maybe I'll love it, maybe I'll hate it. I'll share my open, honest opinions though. So yeah, an alpha promo pack. I want to say I think there's like 55 different cards in here. 50, I think 55 is the number that I've heard. But you get one random foil card. Hope I get a Bigfoot or something. Radioactive Hornets. So you get one random holo card. Pretty cool. You got the holo alpha symbol down in the corner. That's the first one of those I opened. I didn't open any of those in person in Fort Lauderdale. But yeah, Card Pro, I wanted to show and talk about that. I thought that was a pretty cool product coming from, again, that's not a MetaZoo thing. It has a MetaZoo insert to commemorate the launch of MetaZoo, but it is a GQL product, Gamecubator Labs, the same company that is licensing and dealing with the entire printing, production, artwork, design, gameplay of MetaZoo. So those people at GQL make the Card Pro magazine. I actually had a conversation with Rick, and Rick had a magazine in his hand, and I got to see one like at Collecticon. They weren't yet out. They weren't yet ready. When I got back though, I've only been back for a few days. These just delivered today, actually. I'm recording this on Friday, the day before you see it. So these just delivered now. With that, I think that's everything I wanted to cover. Let me go back to the PowerPoint and just make sure. Where'd my PowerPoint go? I don't know why it's not coming up. Maybe I'm doing it on a different, yeah, that one's way zoomed in. Okay, it was this one. So I got lost. So I think I forgot to include the slide for the MetaZoo promos, but we talked about it. Please, if you want to sell them back, $50 cash, $60 trade towards an MSRP booster box. MSRP of the booster boxes is 120. No, you're not going to be able to trade it towards a poncho box at 120. I've already opened about 4 cases. I'm going to give you one of the traditional artworks for a promo and $60, or a promo and 2 promos for a box. You cover your shipping, I'll cover my shipping. You're shipping a card. If you want to ship into my PO box, you pay 70 cents for a stamp. Wherever you are in the world, I will pay whatever it costs to ship to you. So I import, tariff, whatever, all that news that's going on right now, maybe you'll have to pay. That will be on your part. Mine will be shipping the box itself and covering the shipping cost. But if you're interested in that, there's a few weeks left to do that. But yeah, we covered that. We talked about the alt art boxes. My theoretical plan for those longer term, if I go through my 39 cases and 4 cases are being set back for the palette, one thing I'm going to do though too, I've had some people reach out to me about selling their product to me. I'm probably going to be buying some. I'm kind of being cautious initially these first couple weeks, but I really like the product. I think the market will like the product. I think it'll just be a matter of time. Know my biases as I say that. Know the walk that I'm walking and the talk that I'm talking. But I think this is going to be a thing, and I don't think it'll be on my buy list this Monday. But moving ahead, I plan on having it on my buy list. And if the opportunity comes up, I might buy a bunch more. Because if and when live streaming goes well, PK Ponga, we rip 4,000 to 5,000 packs of Pokemon a week. Do I think MetaZoo is going to be Pokemon? No, like definitely not. We're not going to be ripping that many packs a week right out of the gate, especially. But is there a possibility that we're ripping a few boxes a week, a case a week? Absolutely, I think. And that stuff can disappear quickly. And doing the math on the pull rates, so hidden rares, say they're 1 per case. Doing the math on the pull rates at hidden rares 1 per case. When I stock out TCG Player, when I stock out eBay, when Sky does that stuff, I would like to have 1 of every hit at least. I would like to have a few of every hit, and maybe we even grade a couple, who knows. But if I have 35 cases to break for live streams and TCG Player eBay, you're talking like, what do I open? 10 cases for singles. 10 cases for singles, you might only get 10 hidden rares. There's a decent shot that you pull 3 of one and 2 of most of them, and you might get none of the Bigfoots. You might get none of the Mothmans. So yeah, pending how things go, I might be quickly on my weekly hot buy list for Pokemon packs. I might be buying back MetaZoo boxes. I might be buying MetaZoo packs too. We'll see how that goes, but that's an angle that I might be working in the future to get more product if and when needed. And continuing from there and finishing where I was leaving off, if we rip 35 cases, because 4 are going to the pallet, and say we get, say it's 1 in 10 cases, say it's 1 in 15 cases, we might only get 2 or 3 poncho boxes. If it's 1 in 5 cases, we might get like 9 of them. I like the idea of sitting on 2 and then opening a couple as well. Probably maybe selling 1 or 2. So it's like, I will report back. I will report back in a future video how many alt art boxes we got and what I'm planning to do with them. I really want to open one and grade the promos or something, because they might be very exclusive. There might be 100, there might be a few hundred of each one of those promos. And but yeah, I think it's fun. I think it's exciting. Going through, I already talked about all that. That was all that. So if you stuck around till the end, I was at Collecticon from Thursday to Sunday. These usually go for about an hour. And within that hour somewhere, I usually have a little bit of a slideshow. I usually have some pictures, and today is no exception. They're almost exclusively the food that I was eating. So I'm going to put food on screen, and I'm gonna talk you through. I didn't do like a I used to do a slideshow with bullet points, and then I'd have the food populate over that. I didn't want to screw around with PowerPoint and putting in like time transitions between photo, photo, photo. That's tedious. But anyways, so I flew in from Albany. I usually fly out of Syracuse, but I flew out of Albany because Fort Lauderdale is a direct flight from there, and it's not a direct flight from Syracuse. So Thursday, I got in. I flew out Thursday at 6 a.m. I left my house at like 2:30 in the morning so that I could catch my 6 a.m. flight out of Albany. And I got down there, and it was not a lot of people there yet. I went early. I like going on Thursday and leaving Sunday early so that I can see my family before they go back to school for the next week. That's a big part of it. And most my business in Fort Lauderdale was the people. It wasn't the convention, it was the people. And Thursday, I sent some messages around beforehand. I figured out who's going to be there. Charlie was there. Zach was there. So Charlie, I ended up meeting up with him. I Ubered to the hotel area. I didn't have the ability to check into my hotel yet because check-in's like 3 p.m. I was there at like 9 a.m. or 9:30 a.m. So I just hung out in a room with Charlie and talked. We caught up. I've been friends with Charlie for like over a decade now. I've known him since E4 days, over a decade. It's crazy. We caught up. We talked to MetaZoo a little bit. We talked like the weekend, what was going to be going on. It's exciting times. And we were waiting. We were waiting for Gem Pokemon though. We were waiting for Zach. So we couldn't like rip much product. We couldn't do anything like that. But my first photos start. Thursday was just a long day, walking around a little bit, kicking back, relaxing in the hotel room, chatting with old friends. And Zach finally comes by. He's got this place that he's hyping all day. We got to go there. We drove an hour down to Miami, even a little past Miami, I think. It's called Noi Chefs, I believe it's called. And 3 dudes. If you've met me, Zach, and or Charlie in person, we're big dudes. All the food you see, we didn't finish it all. We took some back. But all the food you see, it was just us 3 there. It's like, you see all this food. It's like, how many people were there? 10 or 12? No, it was 3 dudes. I didn't eat. So I ate at the airport. I got, what did I get? I think I just got a donut. I got a donut. I got something like small for eating at 9 a.m. I had a little bit of trail mix in my backpack that I ate around like noon, lunchtime. I saved room. I heard how good this dinner was going to be, and I saved room. So we got, what's this called? Caprese salad. I'm a big cheese guy. I'm not a big tomato guy. Zach's like, you got to try it with the tomato. It's the whole thing, the balsamic and all that stuff. It was good, but I'm not a tomato guy, so it wasn't amazing. We ended up leaving tomatoes. We ate all the cheese, though. Next one. Oh, no. Where's my... Okay, here we go. I thought I lost my buttons. Focaccia, it called it. I have some sandwich shops around me that do like focaccia bread. Very different focaccia bread. This is probably more like real than the ones I've had. But so it was an Italian Cuban place, which I don't know if that's like a natural mix or if that's just like a random mix. The food was amazing. I'll talk through it more as we're going through it. But yeah, let me speed up a little bit. I have no idea what these things were. I think they were like some kind of potato things going on in there, fried on the outside. They were really good. Everything was really good. I don't remember what these were, but they were tasty. Continuing on. So the way that this place worked, I'm like, Zach, how many times have you been here? Because the chef kept coming out. It was like a little mom and pop place. The chef was coming out. His wife was coming out. His kids were in the corner playing tablet. And he just, like, his English was not amazing. Very thick accent and everything. But he would come out and he would just be like, oh, Zach, talking with him. He remembered him. Zach had been there a few months prior, went one time in his life, and it seemed like they were like best friends for life. The conversations they had, he would talk us through everything that was on the menu, talk us through what we wanted. It wasn't super busy there. I think there was like one other couple at the start and then one other couple at the end. We were there for a long time. But we ended up getting these porcini raviolis. You'll see, we got like a tour of the menu, and he'd just come out and he'd talk about making the things and going and talking about like his childhood, and I don't even remember whatever stories he was telling, but it was crazy. It was crazy how interactive the whole experience was. The food was all amazing, and just it was like dinner and a show. Being able to just talk to the chef. It's like, why don't we just come back to the kitchen and just watch you and talk there? Probably would have been some health code violations, but it was funny how much interaction we had with the chef. Porcini, and then the other one was Osso Busco or something. This one was a cheese one. This was porcini. I think this was the Osso Busco one, but I'm not positive. I don't even know what Osso Busco means exactly, but it was something like that because he just kept saying that over and over until we nodded and we're like, yes, thumbs up, bring that one out. Sounds good. 3 different kinds of raviolis we tried. Amazing. Somehow we ended up with 2 huge things of risotto. So I'm not like a massive rice guy. I'm not a massive risotto guy. This was really good. Risotto is one of those things that, like, if you have bad risotto, it can be really bad. But good risotto is kind of harder to do, I think. And when it's done well, though, it's really, really good. Somehow we had 2 plates of this. We did not finish 2 plates of this. We took a lot of this home, but it was really good. I think it was, again, porcini, mushroom, risotto. Fantastic, delicious. This was pork belly, something or other, some kind of pasta. We were getting so full with the rice and everything. We did not end up eating all of one of the risottos and all of this, but oh my god, this. So I'm a big meat guy. Big. I'm actually recording this right now. Tomorrow we're going to Texas de Brazil. I've not been to one of those in quite a while. I think the last time I went to a Brazilian steakhouse, it was at Chima, I think, with Charlie and others, tied to a Collecticon. So I'm going to one of those for the first time in a long time. Picanha. Picanha is one of my favorite cuts. This was picanha. It had onions. It had peppers. It was so good. This got cleared. I was the one. I'm like, Charlie, Zach, you guys good? I'm finishing this one up. That was fantastic. So pork belly. Pork belly. What's the terminology for it? It's oh no. I can't remember what like the fried pork skins are called, but this was like skin on, fried, really crispy at the top. Amazing. I love pork belly more than I probably should. Again, peppers and onions. I don't know what parts of this were Cuban. I'm pretty sure the raviolis were the Italian part of it. All the food was just fantastic. I have a 26 photo slideshow that I'm going to show here. 13 photos are from this Thursday night dinner. It was an experience. It was one of the better meals I've had in general. Not like top meal of my life, but it was definitely top 5 percentile. It was really good. It was an experience. We ended up finishing most of everything, aside from a little bit of the stuff that I had mentioned. Dessert. I'm not a big sweet tooth. I think I ate one little tiny bite of this. I have no idea what it was. There was some kind of like jelly, some kind of jam in the bottom, and then it was whipped cream, and these little stick dipper things. And NOI chefs. I fantastic. If you're in the Miami area, hopefully Zach's not mad that I'm blowing up his spot, but it was I would rather people go there and make it a little bit busier so that if I ever find myself in Miami again, I can go back. I don't want this place to go out of business. Awesome husband and wife. The kids were there. We had a box of MetaZoo in the van that we had planned on opening that night. We gave it to the kids. We watched them open for a little bit. Lot of thumbs up, lot of smiles. Everyone seemed happy. Hopefully it was a memory for me for sure. Hopefully it was a memory for them or for the kids or whatever. It was a great time. So that was Thursday. Literally hanging out, talking, Charlie, Zach, and then just eating food. And then late that night, we got into a couple other boxes of MetaZoo. So this was where we were ripping, and I started. That was where I started my binder, and then I finished it Sunday night with my kids. So that was pretty much all Thursday. Friday, what did we do Friday? So this is anyone familiar? This is a Collecticon recap. Not talking too much about Collecticon. Friday's usually badge pickup. So Friday we go there. They're setting up, and we stop by the MetaZoo booth. There's a couple people there. Everyone's getting their badges and whatever, getting set up. Talked with Rick Aarons for a little bit. Really nice guy. Really great conversation had with him. Got to see the Card Pro magazine before it was like actually fully out or whatever. I think at that point they were already shipping to distributors and being distributed. Mine didn't land till Friday though, April 4th. But really great meeting all the people there. I'm not gonna go through all the names because I'll definitely leave some of them off. But Friday was just kind of like hanging out at the convention center. You always run into people. I'm not going to list everybody, but you run into people, you catch up, you say hi. And a lot of times it's easier to kind of chat and hang out a little bit. Friday at setup, maybe give people a hand moving some boxes. And then Saturday and Sunday, it's like everyone's swarming. People are doing business. It's sometimes easier to chat with people on Friday. You always have to get the picture of the Pikachu and the Charizard. Those are just obligatory pictures that you have to get. It was a nice convention center. We talked about it a little bit on PokeFlips today. I'm recording this that night. But construction was going on. They're actually building like a new Omni that's attached to that. If they have Fort Lauderdale in the future, again, hopefully they do, because it was pretty cool. Hopefully they'll do it at the Omni. Hopefully the recommended hotel will be the Omni right there, not the Hilton across the street. Hilton across the street, by the time I booked, was fully booked. I booked down the road at the extended stay, whatever it was. It was fine. It was nothing amazing. All of it was kind of expensive because it was like spring break week or whatever. But it was a good location overall. Beat the weather. It beat the weather of March New York weather. After that, was this still Friday? I think this was still Friday. Met up with Ernie, one of the locals. This was his local pizza spot. I don't know if he wants his local pizza spot blown up, but I feel like go check out, as long as I shout out his podcast, he should be fine with me blowing up his local pizza spot. Mr. D's Pizza. It was really good. It was a solid pizza, New York style pizza, way down in Florida. It was solid. I was happy with it. We had that on a Friday. We were just hanging. There was a big, I don't know if I didn't include a picture of the chessboard. There was like a big chessboard there in the Hilton pool area, the recommended hotel area. We just kind of like hung out there. We went for a walk, actually really close to the cruise ship ports from there. So we walked out to the pier kind of thing, looked at the cruise ships, walked around. There was like, I didn't include the pictures here, but there was like a boat that was like a converted school bus. I thought that was really cool, or it was at least designed to look like a school bus. I got pictures of that, showed it to my kids. They thought that was really cool. But yeah, we just kind of like hung out all day. And then I got to see Zach and Charlie Thursday night for dinner. So I think they broke off and they did a dinner with a handful of other people. The way these things work, it's like there's so many great people, so many great friends. You can't be with everyone at all the time. So I kind of broke off with a different group, and I don't think I have any of the group pictures even. But so here's some of the group. Here's Zach, here's Mark, Charlie, Basic, Legend of Luke looks like, and then Ernie. We ended up breaking off, going our separate ways for dinner. I ended up going to this spot. I believe it was called Flanagan's. Really, really good. I went a little wild with some of the appetizers. I got us rib. What were they? Oh, I think I did get a picture of it. I didn't think I captured a picture of them. I was talking about in Discord. But I got nachos. I got onion straw things. And then it was like rib dippers. I forget what they call them. Something along those lines. But all of it was fantastic. The nachos, the photo does not do it justice. This thing was massive. And we did some damage to it, but we didn't finish it all. I got ribs and chicken wings with curly fries, and they were delicious. It was a recommendation of Ernie, the ribs especially. I saw wings. I had to go for ribs and wings. Fantastic dinner. This was Saturday night. Friday night. We ended up going. So from here, I think I might have one picture there, or maybe I have none. So this was the dessert. We had birthday boy Mason Cardinal Gaming there, so he was there, and that was part of his whole birthday thing. I think maybe we just ordered that. I don't know if we told anyone it was his birthday or not, but nice little Kit Kat sundae over a brownie type deal. Not a big sweet tooth, but I had a bite of that. It was pretty good. After that, let's see what my next picture is. So my next picture is Saturday. So let's stay on the dessert and we'll talk about Friday night a little bit more. So we ended up going from dinner over to Ernie's. Ernie was one of the locals, so we had a lot of people. Well, we had a few people with cars, Thrifty, Ernie. We ended up going to Ernie's house and we played poker. Poker was a lot of fun. I am not very good at poker. I ended up catching a bad hit on the river. I had pocket kings, I believe it was, and I think it was Ernie that took my whole stack. I didn't go all in. I didn't get completely busted, but I was heads up against him in a decent sized pot, looking towards doubling up. And my pocket kings, he catches an ace on the river, and he takes me down to almost nothing. So I ended up losing. everything I put in there. Jake did really well. Pokenomics Jake was there. He was definitely the shark of the table. He ended up winning the most for the night. It was so funny talking to Jake. I could make so many analogies, and I did, from like his frustrations with how people were playing. A couple times people going all in on nothing, bluffing, not like crazy low level play from myself and others at the table. And Jake was just going crazy. I'm like, Jake, you're trying to play poker when this is not a poker game. Like you're treating it as if, oh, he raised and he re-raised and he check raised and he should have had this, he should have, like, you can't apply logic to an illogical situation. It was hilarious. It was a super fun game of poker. First time I've played like a long one since probably Orlando. Was it Orlando last year? Electicon? Whenever it was, I always mix them all up. If I went back and I watched my recap, I would know. But great time. We finished poker at Ernie's, and he had an awesome cat and dog, awesome wife, hospitable, allowing us to go in there, allowing us degenerates into her home, and just hanging out, having a good time. We finished at Ernie's at like 2. Rest in peace to Thrifty's car because it broke down. But Jake's like, casino? I thought he was joking. We ended up going to the casino till 5 in the morning on Friday night. And it's like, it's Friday night. I'm going to be at the convention at 7:30 a.m. I'm going to be there at 8. Usually I'm there at like 8, right when the thing opens. I'm only there for one day. I was flying out Sunday morning. I'm like, sure, casino. I don't need to sleep. It's a convention weekend. I only see these people every so often. So yeah, we head to the casino. I ended up making a little bit of money that night. Made a little bit of money that night. We ended up back at the casino Saturday night. A lot more people went to the casino Saturday night. Squeaks, Radar, many others ended up there Saturday night. But I lost all my winnings back and then some. Some people had really bad nights. A couple people had really good nights. I don't want to blow up their spots. I don't want to get the IRS after them, but I saw some people sit down with $200 to end up with 2,000. I saw some people sit down with $300 in a dream, not knowing barely how to play the game, teaching them how to play the game as we go. And it's like, hey, you want to know the math? I'll tell you the math. 16, you hit against the dealer 10, standing, winning the hand, being reinforced in their bad decisions, and then making $1,000 while I'm losing several $100s. It's funny. I looked back at it afterwards, and I screenshotted it and I sent it to him. I think when you have, it feels bad to hit a 16 against a dealer 10, your odds of winning standing are 26%. So 74% of the time, the dealer's going to beat you if you stand. But your odds of winning if you hit, there's a decent chance you're going to bust. The odds that you bust go infinitely up because your odds of busting are 0 if you don't hit 16. But if you hit 16, your odds of busting go up, but your odds of winning go up. I think your odds go to, you have a 30% chance now. The dealer's edge is only 70 to 30. So mathematically speaking, in the long run, the optimal decision is to hit a 16. That night, I won't name all the names of people who were not hitting 16s against 10s in 7, 8, 9, 10. All of them. Anything above a 6, you hit against a dealer when you have 16. But 7 through 11, you hit. 2 through 6, you stand. But I saw many stood on, and then when they lost like they should have, I'm like, hey, why didn't you hit that? I don't get upset about it. Sometimes the characters at the table will be funny. Some people get super stressed out if you mess up their shoe. But anyways, a lot of degeneracy, a lot of gambling went on. I had a good time. I didn't leave too much money there. I got out of there with I still had cash in my wallet when I left. I think I lost between the 2 nights. I think I netted about a negative 500, which wasn't too bad for the entertainment it provided. Anyways, continuing on. This was the MetaZoo setup. So I moved all the cards in front of me. Oh, here it is. So again, it was a monkey mirage. It was a monkey mirage background that I thought was pretty cool. Blown way up, like 20 feet wide. I'm not going to zoom in and show, but they had a couple artists there. They had Lily and Jet. I got to meet them. I'm not like a huge signed card guy, but I got a couple cards signed. I forgot to bring them. I forgot to prepare for the video by having them handy. I guess they're just going to be a personal thing for me, PC for me. I'm not getting signatures to like sell them into the market. That's actually last thing I wanted to cover too. So I bought one of these at the convention. They didn't have Card Pro, but they had this, and they had this along with some of the other stuff. I'm not going to get into selling MetaZoo artist stuff. I'm not going to get into selling any of like the non-standard. I'm going to sell boxes ripped live. I'm going to sell singles from the set. I probably won't extensively. Maybe on streams I'll sell the alpha packs or whatever that come in the Card Pro, but I'm just not gonna. I actually went and I don't have it handy. Oh, let me pause really quickly. I'm actually gonna pause. I'm coming back at you full screen too. So I went. I was there to support MetaZoo. I guess some amount of my support of MetaZoo comes back to me up the line, right? Through the ownership. But bought a backpack. I bought a hoodie. I bought a T-shirt. I bought some really cool playmats. I don't know why. I don't really play the game. If you saw me Saturday at the convention, I was sporting this hat the whole time. I'm not a big hat guy, but I'm like, I was wearing my old school. I was wearing old and new. I was wearing my old school MetaZoo T-shirt, the red one, and I was wearing this hat. If you saw me Saturday at the convention, and playmats. I'm a playmat guy. I don't like play the games. I'm gonna try to learn this one. They're super covered in hair because I have pets and I have kids, and my kids threw my playmats on the ground, and we're using them to sort their cards and stuff. But for like exclusive, some amount of limited printing, I don't know how limited, I'm never gonna sell these. I'm not gonna be going and like scalping or flipping convention exclusive merchandise ever. Not that I think there's anything wrong with somebody choosing to buy and then sell, but just I'm sensitive to the potential criticism that might come being a part minority passive owner. I never engage in that way in Pokemon. Like if I go to Worlds, I never went to the World store and bought a bunch of exclusive merch to flip it. It's just not my game. I don't buy Pokemon from Walmart or Target or anything like that. So I went through and I bought like one of everything. I bought one of everything as a consumer. All these pieces, I got two Jet Yates ones and I got two Lily McKay ones. The artists that I got to meet, these will be like mementos of my, and I didn't even take the stickers off, but these are like serialized, I believe, out of 100 art prints. Cool, I think a cool little collector item. Building some kind of a PC. I don't collect a ton of Pokemon cards these days. There's just so much to keep up with, and I have been having fun engaging in the cards. I'll continue to collect and engage in the cards for as long as I'm having fun, for as long as it brings value to me. Maybe someday I'll stop collecting the MetaZoo cards, but as of right now, it's like new, it's exciting. That's some of what I liked about the old MetaZoo too. It's like, hey, this is a new game. I love Pokemon, but it was just fun to engage in, and I'm having fun engaging in the new one as well. I think I have a couple more slides. Let me close it out. We're over an hour already. I fully expected it to go over an hour. I forget this guy's name, but he boom. I know Joker Hour, Ernesto. I think I started to shout him out earlier, and then I forgot to shout out his podcast. But Joker Hour is his podcast that he does with Jake Smith. And this kid's dad, Ernie, recorded him, and he gave a big flex and a boom for all the Spicy Boys. I thought that was really funny. Charlie ended up getting pulled in to do a little bit of a recording with him opening a MetaZoo box. I thought that was funny. This was later that night, so this was Saturday night. Full Father, you got Weedle, you got a lot of the homies, a lot of people hanging out. I think there's Thrifty in the corner here. I'm not gonna go through and name everybody, but Ray back there. Seeing everyone, had a blast. We ended up, we talked about Saturday night. So Thursday night, small thing, not many people in. Me, Zach, me, Zach, Charlie go for dinner. Friday night, I went to a bigger one, a lot more people. Saturday night, it's like, we talked about going out somewhere, and it's like, there's no place that's going to be able to handle us all. Let's just order a bunch of pizza, and let's just hang out here. So this wasn't Mr. D's, I don't think, but it was some other place. We just had pizza. We just hung out, had a bunch of sodas. Some people might have had some adult beverages. We just hung out, talked Pokemon, talked MetaZoo, talked life. Like, this is what the hobby is. This is what I go to the conventions for. And underlying that, I made some new cool business connections. I met some new people, and it's always good to talking to different live streamers who do things on Whatnot, who do things on eBay, and talk about their strategies. Like, there's always business going on too. But really, really cool, and this is what it's all about. This is later in the room before we broke off to the casino. You got Termentic there, a lot of other people. This was Zach's room, big room. People, look at this. Attrition. People ripping packs like mad. People enjoying engaging in the product. You got Hive Mind. Really, really great night. Really, really great weekend. Really great people. And this was the degeneracy. So shout out to Drew on Cord. Shout out to Drew. He played a little Pokemon Go with him. Gave us a ride to the casino. One of a few people who gave rides. Some people Uber and whatever. But John PK was live while I was riding shotgun. We pull up his stream. I send a picture of him streaming. I'm working. My stream's operating, and I'm going to the casino. I love PK. You know what he replies to me? I think it was $25 on 31 black. He said, take it out of my pay. If we hit, add it to my pay. I ended up I'm not a big roulette guy. I gave money to Jake. Jake went up. He put a bunch of money a bunch of different places. He played, I think it was 31 black. He played the corners. He played the edges. I'm like, Jake, I want to put 50 on 31 black, and I want to put 50 on red, because I think it's going to be red. I think it's going to be funny. Oh, no, I got you. Jake put so much money down. It's like, had 31 black hit, it would have been a lot of money, because it would have been the full 35 to 1 on like $50, and then it would have been parts on a lot of other money. It was like red 20 or something. I ended up texting John later. I'm not going to pull it out of his pay, but I thought it was just a hilarious interaction. I didn't even say we're going to the casino. I literally just sent this picture. I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, I sent this picture, and he replied like, put 25 on 31 black. I thought that was a hilarious interaction. But yeah, that's everything. That was my Collecticon adventure. It was a blast. I don't think I'm going to another Collecticon for quite a while. I did go January, February, March. I went to PK, to Ponga, to PK, and I might do more of those mini trips in the future. But yeah, I'm not going to Chicago. I have a trip with my son. I'm not going to Houston, not going to Orlando, Dallas, Cleveland. Not until June 29th. So almost 3 months. Almost 3 months away from my next convention. But I'm glad I went down to Fort Lauderdale for MetaZoo's release. Very optimistic, clearly, on the whole thing. Got a cool collection starting to build out here. Some playmats, some prints, some swag, some merchandise. Really, really having a good time with it. Let me know. Give me a just give me a zoo. Give me a zoo if you made it this far. An hour and nearly 15 minutes in to recap that adventure. Also, let me know if you have any thoughts, positive, negative, whatever you're thinking. Oh yeah, the last day, Sunday, I left at like 11 a.m. I had an 11 a.m. flight. I stayed at the casino Friday till 5 a.m. I stayed at the casino Saturday until 5 a.m. I slept consecutively 2 nights in a row for like 2.5 hours. And I flew home with no voice. I was in, I slept, I think I slept part of the Uber. I definitely slept most of the plane ride. I'm a big dude. I normally can't sleep on the plane. I got, for the first time ever, I got a business class upgrade on JetBlue the way down and the way back. Both flights were almost full. The way down, I had a business class upgrade, window seat, and the middle seat was empty. That was glorious. I had so much space, so much room for activities. And then the way back, I was in the middle. It was business class at least, so I could fit. But I slept almost the whole thing. I was probably snoring like crazy. I have no idea. But no, the inside person woke me up once to go to the bathroom. I got woke up to get a drink. But I was just out the whole 3-hour flight. And I came home and I slept the next couple days. I slept till like noon. Did not get much done this week, but it was well worth it. So yeah, if I saw you there, it was great seeing you. If I did or didn't mention your name, I apologize. But yeah, looking forward to the next one. I appreciate everyone watching. I will catch you all later.